13 gauge guitar strings. Today we're going to see what it was like to play Stevie Ray Vaughan's infamous guitar setup. The average guitar player usually uses 9 gauge or 10 gauge. I tend to use skinny top, heavy bottom. That means the strings are lighter and it's easier to bend up and down basically. Just a lot less aggressive on your fingers. To put that further into perspective, on acoustic guitars, I use 11s. This acoustic right here has 11s on it. So putting 13s on an electric guitar sounds crazy. I'm not gonna bore you guys anymore. These pappies have been laying around on my desk for about 3 days and I'm itching to see what it was like. Let's get into this. Let's get these open and see what they're saying. Oh, it's them. Do you ever get those guitar strings where it's by colour on the back? So they're not separately packaged. What a ball ache. Right guys, the strings are now on. And the first thing I've noticed is this. Can you see the movement here? That is usually completely flat on the deck. So I've put these thicker strings on and the saddle has instantly lifted. So I'm assuming Stevie Ray Vaughan would block this section off so his saddle isn't going to lift, therefore making the strings go out of tune all the time. But then I'm pretty sure I've seen footage of Stevie Ray Vaughan using a whammy bar, which means it can't be blocked off. So maybe they've just changed the intonation on it so the thick strings lie low. Leave it in the comments and let me know if he blocked it off, because that's confusing me. To me, it's similar to playing an acoustic guitar, but it's an electric. Because the strings are so thick, it's almost like I'm just playing the acoustic. If I kept playing a guitar like this with these strings, I'll probably start soloing better on the acoustic guitar actually. Right, let's amp it up a bit. What was Stevie doing? Okay, so it makes me miss certain notes. Because the hammer-ons, you can't get the hammer-ons as clear because the strings are thicker, whereas usually when I've got the 10s on, it's just a lot easier and my fingers aren't doing as much work. Like when I'm doing that, I feel like I have to prop up and it's not as smooth. First things first, I feel like I can be way more aggressive, and maybe that's why Stevie liked to use these, because he played with such aggression. Like he would be like if you was doing all this, eventually your strings would break when you're on a 10. So like It feels like they're never gonna break when you're doing stuff like that. Do you know what it feels like? It's like the strings are old. Do you know when you put brand new strings on and they feel good, they're smooth, they're slinky, they're easy to play, and then a month down the line they start to feel, they're a bit rusty, I need to put new ones on. It feels like I've just put brand new strings on, but they're second hand and they were already used by someone else, and it's like, what? It feels like a waste of money almost, because it's like, I've just changed the strings and it still feels crap. Still feels crap. What's that about? The action's mental on it as well. Like, it's lifted up by at least a centimetre or so. I don't know maths. So this means his action was high and also his strings are heavier. That's going to cause a man's fingers, or gal's, to get chewed off. I like it though. I like this. Let's see what it's like to bend the strings. I should point out we're also an E flat as well. I don't know, guys. It feels quite good. Right, let's conclude this. Bend in the strings. Feels more difficult. If you're doing that on stage every single night, your fingers are going to start feeling it. I basically want to know, why was Stevie using thick strings? And I think I know. One word: aggression. You can go a lot more aggressive on the strings and it feels like they're not going to budge for you. They're not going to go out of tune. And it feels like you're playing guitar more. Sometimes you can get strings that feel so light, and if you are going to use 8s or 9s, sometimes it's like you're not even doing anything. It's like, oh, whatever, just do that. Whereas with this, it's like you're actually playing. You've got to play to get those strings to bend. And it's, I guess you could say, that's why he was such an emotional guitar player, and he's feeling it because he's really going for it. The guitar isn't helping you in any way with these. Tonality as well. The tone sounds a lot more heavy and thicker. Hey, look at that. Like, even when I'm playing the high E strings, it feels like it's like I'm hearing a, this might sound crazy, but it sounds like I'm playing a B, the B string. Do you know what I mean? I don't know if that makes sense, but would I play these strings and will I be keeping them on? I'm only keeping them on because I paid like 15 quid for them. But other than that, they'll be coming off in 2 weeks. There's my conclusion. Stevie, you're a Jedi. And the fact that you played these every night, I salute you, my G, because I like the easy life. Hang out!